Uka Uka is free? No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
None have dared fail the great Uka Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice!
Great Uka Uka! It was that infernal bandicoot!
From deep inside my dental prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time, the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right.
After many eons, my evil twin brother, Uka Uka, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
All right. Hello everybody, welcome back to Crash 3. So fucking excited to be playing this again because I think I've said this in a few of my Crash videos. This is the one that I started on as a kid. This one in Crash Team Racing was pretty much the only Crash game I ever played. Now, this one here is also the first one where you actually play as Coco without, you know, because she wasn't in the first two games. She was in the second one during the cutscenes and talked to you, but she wasn't playable or anything. So, just like the last two games, I'm going to do this the same way. I'm going to beat each world. Now, unlike the last game, right? Because the last game had this...
Crash, Crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look! I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
So, unlike the last game, this one still has the bonus levels. This one only has 2 secret exits, both of which I actually remembered because I looked it up beforehand, before I started recording, just to make sure that I had it right. And I did. Those were the only 2 secret levels. But it does have a separate warp room, just like in the last one. The separate warp room in this one, though, is accessed by gaining relics, because this was the first game that actually had relics in it, in the original. So every 5 relics you collect unlocks, well, like the first 5 will unlock the room and the first level, and then the other ones will obviously unlock the other ones. Now, this one here has a lot more gettable relics. Oh, it also has these boxes here, which spin and change what comes out of them when you break them. But if you wait too long, then you get nothing. It turns into a metal box and you can't break it. But yeah, this one has a lot more levels, including 3 in this world by itself, where I can actually get the relics before getting the running shoes at the end. Now, obviously, levels like this one, you can't because, you know, you need the running shoes for it. I have heard that they did alter the times for this. I remember never needing to use the slide jump throughout the entirety of this game. I didn't know it was a thing, and I got the good ending for this. the good ending, the true ending, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I got it for this, and I never knew that the slide jump was a thing. So I don't know if it maybe wasn't a thing in it when I originally played it, and they put it back in, or they put it in the remaster since it was a thing in 2, or what. But I know that they also changed the time trials for this game. I don't know how many they changed. I remember when I played it as a kid, there was very specific ones that were hard and other ones that were super easy. I remember not having too many issues with it, but based on the times that they put in for 1 and 2, I would imagine that they just made them harder for this one. I highly doubt that they took it easy on you for the third game, even though the third game is considered the easiest one in the series. But on that same note, I have it on reasonably good authority that this is still super fucking easy in comparison to the other two. Now, like I said, I never played the other two as a kid, so back then I didn't have anything to compare it to besides itself. But based on my memory of this game and now playing and perfecting the first two, yeah, this one's super fucking easy in comparison. Oh no, there's 2 of them. So yeah, they'll just start spinning faster and faster. Just like in the last one, there's a gem for getting all the boxes. There's colored gems, usually for doing something specific in a level. And there's some other clear gems for doing like secret routes, or I don't think there's death routes in this game, but I could be wrong. Because it has been a long time since I played it. But I don't remember there being death routes. I don't know. But yeah. So fucking excited to play this. I think in between videos, just like Assassin's Creed, just like Watch Dogs 2, you know, where I do side stuff in streams in between, I'll do that for this game as well, with the relics that I can acquire for it. Now, once I get the first 5 relics, because I will get those before I beat the game, I'm not going to do the bonus levels because they're in their own warp room. Even because they're oh yeah, and you can't get the third mask while you're underwater. I also don't know, I don't remember if you can spin the sharks or not. I don't remember them moving quite that much either though. But yeah, so like for example, this level here, I think there's something. Yeah, if you hit X, you get a little bit of a boost. Now these are pufferfish, and you can spin them when they're low. Now this level is one of the 3 in this world where you can get the relic. The other 2 are Coco levels. So Coco didn't do anything in the last 2 games. She talked to you in the second one a little bit. Oh, I didn't get the good break on that one, but whatever. I don't know. Can I spin? Okay, I can't spin them. And she wasn't in the first one at all. There was that other Bandicoot chick that I have no fucking clue who she is. Kind of Bandicoot chick? I don't know. It's weird because like they had her in the first one as the one you were trying to rescue. And then, you know, Crash wasn't anywhere near the same size as her or anything. And then when the second one came out, she was no longer there and Coco was there. And Coco was the same size as Crash, so it really didn't make sense. But yeah, they're in their own warp. The secret levels are in their own warp room. Okay, so that's that. And then I think circle is, yeah, okay. What about, okay, so square and X is fire. So this is... Well, I think there's only 2 underwater levels in this entire game. And the first world really sets up the majority of levels you'll be coming across. And by that, I mean there's not too many. I think the only levels that it doesn't really show you is the flying ones. It gives you the 2 vehicle levels that have, or the vehicle level and the other level with Coco. It gives you the underwater levels that you fight with, or that you do with Crash. I think the only levels it doesn't give you is the plain ones, and that's because there's only a couple of those in the game, I'm sure. So this thing, as soon as you hit a small area like that, it goes away. What the fuck was I talking about anyway? Oh, okay, so for that secret, right, you have to get, because this actually has a kind of weird way of getting the better ending. So like, fuck me, I keep forgetting that actually shoots you forward. So to get the best ending, you have to get 100% in the game. To get 100% in the game, you don't have to do the two. There's two bonus levels. There's 5 secret levels, which are in their own warp room, and they are required to get the 100%. As is getting all gold relics or platinum, but you don't have to get platinum, but you need at least gold. So same as whatever, you know, it's in the trophies as well, so it's not like I wouldn't be doing that anyway. But you have to do all that. You have to get all of the gems. You have to get all of the crystals, which the crystals are required to beat the game anyway. Once again, I will... Yeah, but you don't need to do the 2 bonus levels. There's one bonus level where you play as Coco on her jet ski, and then there's another bonus level that is just a crash level. It's just like a normal level, except that you ride the little dinosaur that you get, which I think we'll see in the 4th world on this one, or the 4th level. I can check in a second here once Crash finishes pulling shit out of his ass. Yeah, I'll pull him right out of his crack. All right, so let's see, what is this one? Yeah, so we'll see the, I think we'll see the dinosaur in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, this here is one of the Coco levels. 3 and 5 on this one are Coco levels. So her levels are the ones where you ride a tiger or a jet ski. And then she has one level where she drives a plane, but Crash also has a level. So she's kind of like a vehicle person. Other than that, she doesn't do anything in this game. I don't know if there's a way to switch between them in this one, because like in the other 2 games you could. So unlike the polar bear in the other one, which had the dash, this one doesn't have a dash per se. Oh, shit. It just has a faster run. I'll try and do it here in a second. Just to show you, once I get over this, get those 2. But yeah, it has just like a faster run. But it's not a sprint or a dash like on the polar bear in the last game. And also when you're in the fast run, you can bust through certain obstacles, basically just those barrels. Also, if you if you touch those guys there, they actually fling you up. Whoop. Then there's the dragons. It's very Asian inspired, her level, with the tiger for some reason. Now why the tiger, I don't know. But I also don't know why Crash rode a polar bear in the other one. So, you know, whatever. Which I'm assuming is the same polar bear as we saw in the cutscene there. So, her levels generally aren't too bad for getting the boxes. Because I only think that there's 2 tiger levels. And they both take place on a wall like this. So, it's actually a smaller area, I would say, than the polar bear areas. Like, you have less left and right than you did as Crash on the polar bear. But at the same time, missed some. Oh fuck! But I missed that. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot more dodging involved in this, I would say, than the polar bear levels. Because since it's tighter quarters, obviously you need to be a lot more careful. And then her jet ski levels are actually fairly open. In fact, the bonus one for her is super fucking open. It's actually like, it's really weird because like when you start the bonus level, well, I guess you'll see it. But like when you start the bonus level, the exits is actually right behind you. So while we're doing really good on gems here, I don't think I can get the gem in the next one. I think I require the red gem. So unlike the last game, where you got the colored gems before you actually needed them, in this one here, it is more like the first one where you have to get the colored gems and then go back. I still haven't 100% decided whether I'm going to do the gem pass like I did in the first one or in the second one, because in the first one, you may remember, I didn't show you any of the gem paths. I just went and did the thing afterwards. And I'm not sure if I'll do that and just add the gem paths to the streams that I'll do in between. I might do it that way. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet, because I know in the second game I made sure I showed all the gem paths. I showed all the death paths and everything. Yeah, see, this one has 2 clear gems. I don't think I can get either one of them.
Uka and Cortex want Tiny get crystals and bring them to big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for Tiny, or Crash get crushed!
But yeah, so I don't know. I guess leave a comment in if you want to see what all the gem paths do and whatnot. If you don't care, I'll just probably do them in the streams in between. Just to give those streams a little bit more, because as it is right now, the streams that I'm going to be doing to get the gems aren't going to be very long, hopefully. I mean, I guess technically they're going to be as long as it takes me to get gold in those levels, which may very well be a lot, depending on how difficult it is. So these, same as the polar bear chases, unlike the polar bear chases, instead of you going into a tube that the polar bear can't follow you into, you just drop off a ledge and then they give you like a breather for some reason. Unlike the polar bear levels though, I don't think that there's any boxes that this guy can miss on this path. Whereas, as we found out in the one polar bear level in 2, there totally is at least a box that I remember not being able to get. What happened to... Oh, right, because I died on the cat. So TNT crates, still here. Nitro crates, still here. They'll probably be in the next level or something. Still a pain in the ass. But I gotta say, I like this game a lot more than the last 2. And that's having played the last 2 this time. Oh yeah, we also get these guys here, which are super fucking weird. They like pop up and try and like suck you down into the ground. So yeah, like there's the red gem path. Most stuff in this game... Oh, look at that. There's a nitro crate in this level. Most stuff in this game isn't too bad to deal with. I feel like there was a lot more stuff in 2 and... Well, mainly 2. Because 1 didn't have... because 1 didn't have the slide or anything. It just had the spin. So, well, I guess the spin and the jump. But I feel like there's a lot more stuff in the second game that you had to be more careful with, whereas most of the stuff in this game is just spin. I'm still going to do the bonus level, even though I know I can't get all the boxes, because I still get a lot of fruit for it. And while I highly doubt that I'll need to worry about my... there we go. My life situation in this game. Boom. As much as I did in the second one, because I didn't really worry about it in the first one, in all honesty. I do believe I actually cleared the first one no problem. I never had to like grind for lives or anything. But the second one I definitely had to grind for lives. I was definitely worried about it. It was significantly harder than this first one. To me, for some reason, anyway. But I highly doubt that I'll need to grind lives in this level. I don't actually know where I could grind lives in this level, in all honesty. Boink, boink. There we go. But yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue. But the main reason why I like this game more than the other 2 is while the other 2 did have like variety in their levels, I feel like this one has even more. Like in the first world already, we were in medieval. Also, the grass, if you walk into it, it slows you down, but you can spin it away. Oh god, I touched it. But yeah, like we were in medieval town, now we're in dinosaur land. We were in an underwater area. We were on the Great Wall riding a fucking tiger. That was alright. I feel like... See, now, this is what... Because I remember playing this game as a kid. I remember I guess I can't remember not knowing something. But I had no idea that the slide jump was a thing in it. Or anything, right? So every time that I've come across a jump where it's like a slide jump, you know? I'm definitely gonna... Oh no! I feel like I got crushed before the guy made it to me. Just saying. Also, did I actually get the gem? Did I actually see the thing pop as with the... Oh, that is another thing. That could have very well been, because unlike 2, I do believe that the majority of hidden paths, gem paths, anything like that in this game. I do believe that the majority of them are just filled with nitro crates, like that there isn't too many actual paths with boxes on it. There are some split paths that I can remember off the top of my head where you have to go back and forth. But also, unlike the first two games, every time you beat a boss in this one, you get a new ability. I can't remember which one you get from Tiny. It's either double jump or the enhanced body slam. I think it's the enhanced body slam, and it's not that different from the regular body slam, except when he hits the ground, it sends out like a little shockwave. And it just lets you break more stuff when you slam down. So this here is the first Coco level with the jet ski. It's completely new for this game, because obviously the tiger is just basically the polar bear, which was just basically the pig, except it was like the pig with sprint, and then in this one here, it's a pig with just like a go button. Left stick for air trick. Yeah, so I think this was the first Crash game that actually had the control stick on it. But yeah, when you go over the jumps, if you use the left stick, either left or right, you'll just like do a flip basically. I don't think you can do backwards and forwards, and I don't think that it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's not like in, what the hell was that? It was in the last game. Oh, the hoverboard in the last game. I guess that's kind of like this. Since there is no like dash on this thing, just as long as you go over it. But I will say that not so much in this level, because most of these platforms seem to be actually like attached in the ground. There are some of these levels though, one or two of these levels, where it actually makes a difference when you hit the ramp, because they'll be floating. Also, they have a neat thing in this one where there'll be some of like those guys in the rowboats, who I'm assuming are supposed to be escaped prisoners, you know, because they're in the striped pajamas there. Like this guy here, right? If you go off this jump and you manage to actually land on him, it won't hurt you. It will kill him and give you a 1-up. And they have a couple things. And then as you can see, they do have the little arrow at the top to tell you where to go, because her Sea-Doo levels here are actually fairly open. I mean, it doesn't seem like it right now, but later on, you will see that they're fairly open and they're a little bit easier to get confused about. I will say that the controls don't seem to be as good as I remember, because I remember being able, although granted, once again, it's also been a long time since I played that, so that could be that, you know. You know, because I'm probably remembering it from when, you know, I had already played the levels a bunch and it got, you know, mastered the control scheme of the PlayStation 1 or something like that, right? Whereas now I'm rusty and don't fucking know, and I'm not quite as good as I used to be. But yeah, it does get a little bit more open later on. Like I said, the bonus level with her is completely open. It's just like one big circle with different ways of coming at different things. Oh god. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Because if you hit the boats, obviously, yeah, you get taken out. Whereas if you land in them, you get a 1-up. But yeah, the nice thing about these are, I really liked these levels in particular, because of how much you could go back. There's like, because it's the first time in a Crash game, and apparently this is 100% true, where when you turn around, the camera actually goes with you. Because even in like the other Crash levels, like obviously in the swimming one, it didn't matter because you had a side view. But even in the other Crash levels, and just like in the old games, when you were going backwards in a level, right, you were just facing the camera going backwards, and you were fucked. Because like you couldn't see shit coming at you, right? And it's the same in this one, like you could tell from the dinosaur level. Oh, I should be able to, got it. But in this one here, it's the first time, and it, you know, being one of the first games that I played as a kid, you know, it was the first time that I really had something where as I turned around and moved, like, you know, the camera actually stayed behind my character so I could see what I was doing. And it was just so fucking nice, right? Because, like, nowadays, if the camera is wonky in a game, people get called out on it, right? Like, if you run towards the screen and you have, like, 2 inches that you can see in front of you, you're going to get shit on. So we actually got all the box gems in that. That was honestly really surprising. I like how she just, like, turns her laptop into the fucking crystal and gem. It's like, if you can do that, can't you just, like, give me a bunch of them? Ugh. But yeah, first boss fight. Now, I knew that this game... Now, this game won't take me as many tries as the last one, hopefully.
Go! Stole the pretty crystals! Tiny, take them back in Gladiator Arena!
But yeah, I knew this first part especially was going to take me no fucking time at all. And I don't think any of them are going to be all that difficult. The special abilities that you get later on also really help with it. Which is also one of the reasons why I feel like I didn't know about the slide jump. Because I think you get the body slam here. But the next ability we get when we beat the next boss, I do believe is the double jump. So this here is how you fight Tiny in this one. This makes significantly more sense than it did the first time you fought him. Because you're in a gladiator arena, he's a giant dude, and he's trying to stab you with a spear. And then he does this. Now these lions, obviously you can just dodge them like that, but if you get into a pickle, you can spin them away. But there are very few times, like you could potentially, especially on that wave, you could potentially just stand there and keep spinning the tigers away and be fine. Tiny's still a little bitch, by the way. I mean, he's not quite as easy as he's in the first one because of the tigers here. Or lions. I don't know why I keep saying tigers. They're fucking lions. They're clearly lions. Oh, God. Because the lions are the hard part. He's still a fucking bitch because he still just hops after you for some reason. You'd think that his things would have more to do with his arm strength than his legs, you know, looking at him. Hey! Yeah, it is the body slam. But there was a thing you could do in this game where you could, like, hide up here or something and not get hit by the lions, but now for some reason... Oh, you can also bounce on him and just, like, fuck him up. Like, fuck you. But now apparently if you do that, I didn't actually know about that as a kid. I learned about that watching the Let's Play of this game. But apparently the audience will start throwing shit at you if you try and do that. So yeah, I feel like there was at least one thought during this Let's Play that I didn't quite finish, but I don't know what it was, and I'm not going to listen that closely.
Children, by defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second time travel area is now open.
Oh, wow, that's a... Okay. I was going to say, that's a huge... And so, yeah, before you had to save it here. So what happens if I hit interact here? Do you want her to join your adventure? Yes. Oh, so, okay, so you can then just play as her then. Okay. So instead of a save slot, it's that. That makes sense. So, yeah, that was World 1. As a little sneak peek, we'll see what we got coming up in World 2. Also, I'd like to point out that, because they pointed this out in the Let's Play as well. It's like, that is obviously medieval. That is like Arabian, like Chinese, Asian, Egyptian, you know, industrial technology. So you would assume when you first look at it that each level, like each world is going to be based around those, but they're not. Like this one here is back to medieval, followed by an Arabian one that has a lot of like up to it. And also has the first colored gem in it. But I do believe that to get this colored gem, you have to get 10 relics or something like that, which might actually mean that I might end up doing the bonus levels as I unlock them anyway, if I need them to get the colored gems. Because I think that you get the hang 'em high gem, like the yellow gem from doing that. Motorcycle race. Those are really fun, but kind of difficult. And then there's an Egyptian one, followed by, I think, another tiger one. Yeah, Midnight Run, another tiger one. So that's what we have to look forward to in the next one as we go up against Dingo Dial. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week.